Alright, so here we have our favorite sellout. Our favorite sellout, Unboxed Therapy. He is going to be unboxing the Xbox One, which is an absolute joke. The Xbox One is a joke. And this guy's like 50 years old, getting excited over a piece of plastic made in China. And let's watch this freak show.
Okay, it's the new Xbox Series X, the real one.
First of all, it's not new. It's just another console. So stop saying it's new. It's nothing we haven't seen before. I guarantee you it will be the same old controller, the same old games, same old franchises. It's not new. It's just a piece of garbage that you're paying, was it $500-600 for? It's garbage.
That's the retail version, and it's a smaller box than the PlayStation 5. I have looked at this model in the past. I had a non-retail unit, but now it's official. It's here. It's the real deal. If you buy this thing, this is what you're gonna get. This is the Series X. I've also got the Series S, so subscribe to the channel because that one is coming up next. This is your 4K 120 FPS capable next generation game console. 1 terabyte.
Next generation? Next generation? This is not next generation. Stop calling it next generation. Next generation is PC. Modern PCs. It can run just as good as 10 Xbox S's. Or whatever you want to call it. Xbox X, Xbox Series X. It's garbage. 1 terabyte SSD? That could fit like 5 games on it? Are you serious? 4K 120 frames per second? That's minimum on PC. So let's watch this clown show.
Of SSD storage on there. You need fast storage to spit these next gen games, but you can also expand it through a card, which I featured in a recent video as well. It is proprietary, but it's kind of cool and kind of portable. Let's see what the back says. The back says the fastest, most powerful Xbox ever. I should hope so. It's the latest Xbox. Seems kind of obvious. Redefine speed with the Xbox Velocity architecture.
More corporate nonsense. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does velocity architecture mean? What does that mean? Can anybody in the comment section explain to me what that means? What does that mean? Velocity architecture. Makes no sense. Just tell us the actual specs and stop messing around. Stop messing around. Tell us the specs. Stop using this retarded gamer lingo because we want the truth. Is this better than your average $400 PC? Is this better than even your average $300 PC? Of course not. Of course not. We know it's hyped up. We know it's overpriced. But hey, it's new, right? It's new. You can play like 5 games on it, and then get bored of it, then realize you're paying too much money for each game, and then just stop buying games, and you just have this giant console taking up your precious space in your room, not even playing it. It's garbage, man.
And this is cool. Play thousands of games, yes, of course, through Game Pass, which I've been experimenting.
Thousands of games. Thousands of games. That's what they always say. Thousands of games. You know what other system you could play thousands of games? Don't even have to pay for it. P-freaking-C. PC. Straight out of the freaking box. You can play any game you want on the internet. Don't even have to download most of the games on PC. Just open up freaking agames.com and play those. Don't even have to freaking download anything. Don't even have to spend 20 hours downloading games before even playing anything. Out of the box PC. And it says power your dreams. And your dreams is to be sitting in your room spending your rent money on a freaking console. And Halo Online, that's the front runner for your console, and it was postponed. So you're releasing the console, the game, that's supposed to be your front runner, isn't even released because it was a failure. And people are still buying this. People are still buying this console. This freaking AC unit. This freaking piece of freaking plastic and tin with a bunch of parts in it that come from PC. Are you stupid?
Experimenting with. This is your kind of always on gaming stuff. It's across mobile and on the console, and it's all very exciting. You have a variety, a large game inventory.
How is that exciting? How is that exciting? It's just the same as a PS4 or the Xbox One. All consoles are the same. You have this pre-selected games that the franchises are literally leased out to consoles. And you pay a certain amount of money every month to play online. And you pay these absorbent amounts of money to play these games, which cost a fortune, $70, $80. You have the legendary editions, the special editions of games milking your pockets dry. And it's sad. It's sad, it's sad, it's sad. This console is a failure. And gaming used to be cool. Gaming used to be interesting. Gaming used to be free after you actually bought the game. Now you have to worry about paying bills on something that's supposed to be fun. You have to pay for online. You have to pay to play. You have to pay all these freaking expanded packs, expansion packs, all these fees, all these updates. It's annoying.
On the side, we get a little insight into the design of the board that powers everything. 4K 120 FPS, 8K HDR, that 1 terabyte drive that I mentioned, a variable refresh rate, and of course 4K Blu-ray play.
What does that mean? Enough with all this nonsense. What is the graphics card? How much RAM? Tell me the specs. Show me performance. Show me non-pre-rendered gameplay. Show a list of all the possible games. Don't just say, oh, you could play some mobile games on console. If I wanted to play mobile games, I'd buy a cell phone. Why would I pay $500 for a console just to play mobile games? Makes no sense.
Playback as well. Inside the package, we have the console, a controller. We have the high-speed HDMI cable, which is necessary for
high speed. All HDMI cables are the same. They are the same. It's a freaking cable. It's a cable. What do you mean high speed? Ultra high speed. They add these extra words to try to upsell you. What is ultra high speed? Is there any sort of measurement? Can you do a comparison of actual numbers? Can you show numbers? My God.
For
man.
those higher resolutions at faster refresh rates. And of course, we are capable of wireless networking. I also see the dual.
Oh, wow. Wi-Fi. Oh, wow. They came out with that like 30 years ago. Wow. Wi-Fi. Oh, so innovative. Next gen Wi-Fi. Wow. The fact that people even have to say that because their system lacks so many unique features of just relisting stuff like Wi-Fi and HDMI. We've had HDMI since freaking two console generations ago.
Dolby Vision Atmos logo down below. Box design, what can I say? I kind of like how ambiguous the front of it is. The green showing through.
It's boring. It's boring. It's boring. It's boring. You're gonna look at it, you're gonna be like, what the heck is this? Is this an AC unit? That literally looks like a design for an AC unit. I would never have thought, if you took away the Xbox logo, I would have never have thought that that was an actual gaming system. It's so boring. And it's, honestly, I'd say it's trying to be like PC. Yes, the design of the overall console looks like it's trying to be like PC. Aren't consoles supposed to be trying to be like consoles? Why do they have to try to be like PC? If they're trying to be like PC, there's really no point in getting a console, is there?
The simple design. Obviously, Sony and Microsoft took a different approach to their design this year, quite a different approach. You see what we're working with in the...
Oh, a boring black Xbox over a freaking boring black background. This is why modern art has destroyed culture. It has destroyed culture. Modern art has destroyed culture. Everything looks the same. You couldn't have added a freaking pattern. You couldn't have added anything else besides a picture of the freaking console. Gaming in the early 2000s used to show people having fun, at least. A picture of somebody having fun with their console. At least show the games that's coming out with your console. It's stupid. No sort of innovation. No sort of innovation. Just have a Blender image of your console over a black background.
Xbox department with that minimalist setup. Okay, so I believe these are pull tabs. I'll go ahead and just, that's it? Wow, that's, I don't even need
Wow. Ripping off tape. So innovative. Wow, that's it? Oh, he's ripping off tape. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm about to have a stroke. It's so innovative. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. How many likes does this have? 56K likes for this. We waited how long for this? Come on, man. And this is coming from a former. The last console I played was the Xbox 360. So my console of choice when I was on console was Xbox. But it's over. The dream is dead. The dream of an actual console experience is dead, and guess who killed it? The fanboys. Not giving any criticism. Always just being yes men. Always getting hype over the smallest things. The dream is dead. Consoles is dead. And hopefully PC gaming doesn't go the same dumpster fire route as consoles.
I don't even need to use any type of blade. The way they've done it here, it doesn't even rip the packaging. That's too easy. And then what? And then I just flip this down. You see, they went for the tabletop, did they? Let's see what we got. Okay, two more over here.
Oh wow, ripping off tape. It's so exciting, bro. Dude, nice video, bro. Just you ripping off tape. Wow, so cool, bro.
One more that way, and we fold it down, and ooh, I just hit the microphone. Look at this. I like the way they did that. Power your dreams. It's a tabletop unboxing experience.
Remember when people used to actually get famous for doing groundbreaking things? Being magicians, inventing stuff. But now people literally make millions of dollars a month off of just unboxing something somebody else already made. And the thing they're unboxing is so unoriginal. And it's a joke. It's a joke. When are you going to put your foot down and say, I'm tired of consoles. I'm going to move to PC, where actual creative minds are wanted. All the creative gaming companies are moving to PC. They're not even going to bother with consoles. Consoles are pathetic. Consoles are garbage. Look at this. Look at even the box looks garbage. Why is the freaking cardboard right out of the box just crumbled up? The cardboard looks crumbled up and dirty.
Look at the shape. You have the slope coming down, Xbox in the middle. I pop this baby out and I just put it down. Maybe I just put it down for a moment. It's all wrapped up. Also in the package, we have a little quick start, super simple quick start with a handle on it. And they also want to talk about the application that you can get on iOS and Android to control various aspects of the Xbox. Of course, you can also do Game Pass, but
it's probably
that's more of an Android thing for the moment. I believe there's still...
Do not download that app. It's probably going to just take all your information and start selling you games. Okay, do not download that app. Make sure you read the terms of service carefully. These companies that give you these apps for a reason. Do not get that app. I'm telling you.
Still targeting iOS with that product. Eventually, for the time being, That's on Android. And we've also got some instructions here around the controller, double A's, and all the rest of it. Now, does this box here, this whole box...
double A battery? Did he literally in 2020, almost 2021, did he just say the word double A battery? Did he just say double A? Are they still using double A battery in 2020 on a next? Oh my god! On a next? Oh my god! I'm done.
Box actually comes out, so I'll remove the big one now, and we'll focus on these accessories. So inside the pack, we have a 2-prong power cable, which is nice to see. You don't need any type of external power. It's all built into the box itself. We have our high-speed HDMI cable. Actually,
that's technology that's been around since forever. Are they going to actually use any new technology? Like, what is the point of this? It's the exact same thing as the Xbox One. The exact same thing. Just a different shape and slightly faster.
This one says ultra high speed. This is...
Wow, ultra high speed. The question is, can the console actually keep up with this quote-unquote ultra high speed? The answer is obviously no.
Important, of course, for these high resolution, high refresh. So if you don't use this cable, you have a long cable hooked up to your setup or something like that, just keep in mind you got to have that high speed cable. And then last accessory in the package is going to be the controller. And I've actually checked out this controller previously.
One freaking controller. One freaking controller. That's what I hate about consoles. They give you one freaking controller. The whole point of console is so you can play with your friends. Why not give 2 controllers? Say, hey, Sony, they don't have 2 controllers straight out the box. We have 2. I thought capitalism was supposed to be competing. It seems like both these companies are just ripping off their consumers equally. Like, seriously, there's no competition here. There's no competing. They're both exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Obviously, with the demo unit that I had. And so it's a lot like the previous generation. Not a huge change here. Grippy. They have the new D-pad on there. A couple of new buttons. But it's going to...
So the same as last time, huh? The same. Who's going to buy this? If you already have an Xbox One, what is the point of buying this? Why would they even release a console? They should have waited a good 5 years, but they can't wait 5 years because none of their games will compete with PC, so they have to release something. And it doesn't really need to be released because the technology isn't there for a new console release. So they're just literally releasing the same console. So all their fans don't go to PC because they're lagging behind in terms of technology.
It's going to be a familiar place for anybody who's had a previous generation Xbox. Now, on the bottom of the device, of course, you have your accessory port here, headset port, and it's going to be USB Type-C as well for connection to the system. Inside of here is where you place your AA batteries, so they have done a removable setup, though they...
Why would they waste their time adding that? Why would they waste their time adding a AA battery port? It's like, who's using AA batteries anymore? Unless you absolutely have to. You can't even take this console seriously anymore after they said AA battery. And if you're really playing the system, I mean, when I was on Xbox 360, AA batteries I just used to just run through them like this, non-stop. Now imagine how quick it's gonna go on a next gen console. It's not even worth it. Just like, why even have it? Are they running off old designs now? Really? It's ridiculous.
They do include the batteries as well. A couple of Duracells, which are not for retail.
Why not just take out the AA battery and already add a pre-existing battery inside it that you can recharge? Just make the pre-existing battery that's already inside the controller, just make that bigger and use a space that was for the AA batteries, so you can have a larger charging time. Why even have AA batteries? Just doesn't make any sense to me.
Retail sale. You know what's interesting? When they're not for sale, the Duracell logo is actually smaller and just says Duracell OEM. But you know it's a Duracell because the way the branding is in your mind when you see the copper top, which goes back to my childhood.
Consumerist nonsense. Who really cares? Who really cares about all this? It's just a freaking battery. Can we get to it?
Battery companies used to
It's literally just a freaking battery,
market
bro.
a lot more than they do now. Rechargeable batteries, lithium, all the rest of it inside of your devices totally changed the game. In the old days, you had to have these on hand, didn't you? Yeah, so they will have the charge kit. So if you do want to recharge, it's your choice.
So you have to recharge it. You recharge the battery. Okay, that actually makes sense.
This is more of an in a pinch situation when you need some juice quickly, or I guess if you travel with it. But it does seem a little bit odd in 2020.
Yes, see, finally, some common sense. Finally.
To still have the...
You shouldn't have any sort of battery compartment. That's outdated. Who wants to fumble with that? What if you lose your freaking cover to the freaking battery thing? Which everybody usually does at some point. You the freaking cover breaks off or whatever. Then you just have an open controller. Most consoles don't use that for a reason. A good reason. Because it's annoying. It's unnecessary steps. Xbox is stupid, bro.
To still have the AA batteries inside. It does mean, however, that you have some cross compatibility across the older gen consoles. Anyway, there's your controller set up and ready to go. It's really not a big deal. Comfort wise, the comfort is there. I could game there for a while. Shoulder buttons, trigger buttons, all the rest of it. It feels proper. It is matte black. I think from a durability standpoint, this one's going to hold up as well. Scratches, whatever you got on your hands, your grimy hands, this is going to be a decent setup. Okay, let's get to the console. Power your dreams. I saw their very first commercial. It was centered around the same concept.
Power your dreams. What does dreams have to do with gaming? So you're saying... Dreams? Really? You're selling dreams. That's exactly what they're doing. They're selling dreams. They're selling freaking dreams. The dream is console gaming in 2020. Actual decent console gaming in 2020. That's just a dream. They call it a dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. It's a joke. It's a joke. Power your dreams. You couldn't think of anything else that's realistic. And it's really shaped like a Christmas present.
Powering of the dreams. Very inspirational, aspirational, imaginative. The battle, the war for...
And what does gaming have to do with your dreams? It's a luxury activity. It's a recreational activity.
Next generation dominance is upon us. It is, of course, the Xbox Series X versus the PS5. This is Microsoft's play inside this packaging. All right, there we have it.
Wow, that looks awful. Wow, that looks really awful. That looks really, really, really awful. Like, it just looks like a clump of plastic. It literally looks like somebody took a freaking plastic machine and just punched a whole bunch of holes in it. A plastic box that just punched a whole bunch of holes in it, added some ports, and then said, there we go. Looks freaking garbage.
Detail.
No sort of actual attention to detail. It's just a box. It's literally just a case, a box, plastic box with holes in it and ports. And people think this looks good. Okay.
Version of the Xbox Series X, ready for prime time, ready for your home, and ready for the holiday season.
You're actually going to stand in line and wait for this square piece of plastic that has less than 10 games on it. You're literally paying for this so you can then go ahead and pay for the games, and then you get the games so you then can pay for the freaking expansion packs, so you then can pay for the freaking microtransactions, so you can then pay for the freaking service plans for multiplayer online, so you can then pay for another controller because they only give you one, so you then can pay for a freaking another terabyte extension hard drive. It's never ending, man. Never ending. It's a money scheme. Of course they're going to keep making consoles even though they're outdated. As long as the yes man, the freaking fanboys will keep buying.
It's a subtle design. It is a simple form. It's as simple as you could imagine. Some people are going to really appreciate that. Others may question those choices and have maybe have hoped for something a little more ambitious.
It's a blight. Wherever you put this, it will literally make your room 10 times more ugly. It is literally a blight. I wouldn't put this anywhere near my house. It's so freaking ugly. It looks like a freaking I don't even know what this looks like, man. It's that ugly. I don't even know what it looks like. Looks like a garbage can. It's like a freaking refrigerator. It looks like literally anything but what you play games on.
I like the simple form factor. It is called Xbox after all. It must be some type of box. The front of the device, you have your Blu-ray disc drive. You have your USB Type A port for charging and connection.
Why is it just right in the middle? Like literally, you're talking about simplicity. This is just laziness. This goes beyond simplicity. This is just outright lazy. Just putting it right there where dust can get in it. That looks like it will break after like a month of turning it on and off. Come on, man.
Looks like a little sync button. Your power button is up here, hidden within the Xbox logo. I turn it around, and then we can see all of our important ports, including 2 more USB Type A's, our Ethernet jack, a power port, an HDMI out, and then the storage expansion slot, which I mentioned earlier.
Which they're going to absolutely rip you off on. They are going to absolutely upcharge you.
You have a 1 terabyte expansion card in the house. They're a little bit pricey, but they're super portable.
See, what did I tell you? They're going to charge the maximum. Once you run out of that storage space, you now have, you're just screwed. Once you run out of storage space, you have to buy more. You have to buy more. You don't even know if all the games you're going to buy. Once this thing comes out, you go to the store, you buy a whole bunch of games. You go home, after you wait like 30 hours installing all the games. You don't even have enough space to play all the games on. Then you're going to have to run to the store, spend more money getting the expansion pack. Microsoft made only expansion pack.
Portable and probably slightly more durable than if you had a non-proprietary option. This can be placed upright like this. It can also be placed down like this for space saving. And of course, this is one of the advantages on the Microsoft side, is you have a slightly more trim form factor, and you have a device that may fit a little bit more easily into certain people's setups, but it won't be as flashy or as immediately obvious.
The fact that they're charging you $500+ for this is just insane. It looks like a $200 PC. It literally looks like a $200 PC.
obvious in your space as the
Something you find on eBay for like $150. Just somebody had, and then they're just handing it down. It looks like something like that. Just outdated technology.
PlayStation 5. So that's going to be a styling choice for you, but that's probably not the core reason around how or why you're going to select this console for your next generation. You probably have other considerations, including titles that are going to be available. We are going to get Halo at some point over here. Maybe you're...
At some point, they might never release it. This is what you guys don't understand. They might never release it. It might be next year. It might be 2 years from now. It might be 3 years. It might be never. Why would you pay money for a console and the whole reason you're getting the console isn't even on the console? People were pre-ordering this console. People were buying this console expecting Halo Online to be there. And then they realize Halo Online is a flop. Then they realize it's not even going to be on the console. And they still bought it. Why? Why? Do you guys have no conscience when it comes to money?
Currently an Xbox user on an Xbox One, possibly an Xbox One X, and you're just looking for that next upgrade. Anyhow.
He can't even mention any of the games that's coming out. Notice how he said your favorite franchises. He doesn't even know, because they're all either some obscure franchise that nobody cares about or Halo. And Halo's not even on the console. So let's get real.
There you have it. It is the latest flagship game console. These things don't happen that often. From Microsoft, the Xbox Series X. Click the subscribe button down below for the Xbox Series S video.
Garbage. Dislike. Do not get this. Absolute nonsense. Please save your money up for a PC instead of getting this overpriced piece of garbage.